Good afternoon, my dear colleagues and my teacher. Today I will be giving a presentation on how to improve access to systems of information and knowledge. This presentation is done by me. So let's go on. First of all, before I start, I need to explain what information is, because this is the most key concept when we are dealing with communication. Information means data which is collected by everyone for everyday purposes, collected by different peoples, but especially it is collected by organizations to make strategic or important high-level decisions for the future. For this presentation, I have taken my former company, Ramada Worldwide. I will give a brief history on what the company is. Ramada is an international organization which was founded in 1953 in America, in the state Arizona, with only 60 rooms. Now it operates across the globe in many countries. We have one in Sri Lanka, we have in Australia, America as usual, England, Japan, China, so many countries. This company's main purpose is to serve customers, provide hospitality. It serves to more than 5 million customers per day, and the number just keeps on increasing. It provides top quality hospitality. Simple as that. Moving on. For a company like Ramada, communication means everything, because without communication the business can't operate. Without communication the business can't take decision. Without communications the business won't survive, because there will be a huge mumble up in information, communication and everything. So they need to communicate with each other continuously. How the business collects information? These are your basic methods in how my company Ramada works. First one is your basic group discussion, in which departments get together and discuss work basis, in sort of events where employees can be sent to different departments to work, different restaurants, they are assigned different activities and so on. Financial record. This means the company's yearly records, how the company has performed. Through this the company can identify and evaluate their performance last year and this year. Team meetings. Team meetings is done with departmental heads. They discuss in certain changes in the department and organizations. Business meeting is done by the top board. They discuss strategic decisions, important decisions which will affect the business in the long run. Attendance register. Using these, they collect how employees have attended, how many employees have attended to work, how many days they have attended to work. Personal files of employees means your basic details on employees' gender, their nationality, their name, date of birth, so on, so they can know who the employees are. And in certain emergencies or situations, they can contact employee family members through personal files. Moving on. Now, the current collection of information is enough, but for a company that operates in such a huge corporate world, it is not enough. The company needs to improve itself in order to gain more information and more knowledge. First off is the most basic concept, being observant. Being observant, you will know so many things. The company can identify so many things. I'm not saying being observant of the company itself. I'm saying being observant of the company and the external environment, because by looking at the environment, they will identify how the environment acts, how customers' tastes are, the demand, what kind of prices they want. Being observant, they can identify behavioral changes in employees, especially in employees, they can identify any issues and so on. Next up is developing a policy. This means making, communication, that means communicating among each other more standard. That means when you make a policy and make it a standard, People have to do it. People have to do it. People have to communicate to each other. Next thing is encouraging communication among employees. It is vital that employees communicate among each other because certain information can be passed on from one another, and the top board will also get this information. They can identify issues in the existing work, whether employees are satisfied with their working environment, whether they are happy to work, whether they are satisfied with their financial benefits, non-financial benefits, whether they are happy with their existing colleagues or employees, and so. Next is to appoint a team. That means you need to appoint a specific number of people to do a specific task. That means to handle a specific task. When you appoint a certain team, they become more specialized in that, such as when you appoint a team to provide information or provide knowledge, they become more specialized. Rather than sending information to this department, that department, it's easy to send a team, they can do the rest. They can send the information to wherever it is required. Next is support and commitment from the top board. Mostly the top board gives, the top board gives the decision and the employees follow it. But they don't know what's happening. In order to get a better understanding, in order to get a better knowledge, a better information on what's happening, it's important that the top board participate in the operation, business operation. That means going lower levels to identify what's happening in the business. When the top boards also help the employees, it's not only can they find out what's happening within the business, they can encourage employees, because employees are the ones who have to answer to the top board. So the top board can encourage them, identify issues, identify what's happening within the business, how the working environment is, are there any customer issues, the pricing range, everything. The top board can identify whether the decision they have implemented is actually working, whether the employees are actually following it. So what I'm saying is, for a huge company like Ramada, which operates in many countries, it is actually important that the company improve itself in gaining information and knowledge, because this is a corporate world. We are talking about unbelievable amount of customers, suppliers, governments, threats, even other companies, because they can also influence the company Ramada itself. So it is actually vital that the company gains enough of knowledge about itself and its external environment. As my conclusion, as said, the business needs to improve its access to information and knowledge, because improving, they can gain vast number of information they didn't even know of. Sometimes the information they gain may be the future of the company. They can make huge decisions, strategic decisions using this information, and by improving themselves, they can also have better or quick access to these data, which can be used for good decision making. That would be all in my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any further questions to any clarifications whatsoever, please feel free to ask. Thank you.